Good morning. Can I have everyone stand for the national anthem? Ladies and gentlemen, please continue to stand and join me on reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Now I ask that you remain standing for the invocation, and I will ask Mrs. Lenotre to lead us.
Please bow your head for a moment as we pray. Dear God, as we celebrate this morning our 130 and 131 commencement, we would like to give thanks to our good fortune, our staff, our students, our graduates, their families and friends. Please give the graduates the courage to face their everyday personal and professional challenges, the wisdom to be mentors and role models for their peers and the younger generation. And please grant our world peace, especially in Ukraine. Amen.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Alicia Orellana, and I will be your Master of Ceremonies. Please help me welcome our College Director, Dr. Arturo Cervantes.
Good morning and welcome. This is the 130th and 131st graduation for the Culinary Institute Lenotre, commemorating 25 years of service to our community and to our students that have allowed us the opportunity to help them transform their lives into culinary arts professionals. On behalf of the college and all the participants here today, I would like for you to stand one more time up and help me to congratulate our founders, Mr. and Mrs. Lenotre, for the 25 years of service and founding of CIL. Thank you. I would like to welcome all our graduating students, your families, friends, our distinguished guests, and the prestigious faculty who have guided you through this exciting period. Graduates, this is the first day of your new life, and we are taking the time to recognize you for the hard work and dedication that you have invested since you first enrolled. You have worked hard for the right to hold your diploma and wear this uniform. Wear it with pride. You have earned it. What you have right now goes way beyond just this. The question is, what do you want? Let me share a couple of words that may help you. On a personal note, as a young lieutenant, I had the honor of meeting and speaking with the five-star General Omar Bradley. In his later years in life, sharing his advice with me. He said, Art, to succeed in your commission and in life, you need only to remain as an officer and person of integrity and a leader that makes things happen. Later in life, as a technology entrepreneur, I was honored to work with the co-founder and the father of Internet and recipient of the 2023 IEEE Medal Award, Vint Cerf, now at Google. Also surrounded by iconic dignitaries such as Bill Gates and Steve Jobs. I learned many things from them during my professional encounters. More about the importance of one's value system as a non-negotiable attribute. Others about the importance of family, honesty, and kindness to others. And so I will share Bill's being those in common with mine and most positive, since he recently was a keynote speaker to various universities across the U.S. I'll be brief. There were 3 points that Bill made. He said, first, you are never too smart to be confused. Number 2, he said, gravitate towards work that solves an important problem. And his third note was, don't underestimate the power of friendship. As you come to a new chapter in your life, I encourage you to embrace it and be confident that you are prepared with the skills and attributes needed to begin your new career. And know what you want. We will honor our commitment by remaining supportive of your future endeavor. As we will be parting today, I bid you farewell, knowing that while distance may be a factor, a family like ours at CIL does not grow apart. Stay connected and be part of an active part of our Alumni Association. Congratulations on your achievement, and thank you for allowing us the opportunity to serve you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Cervantes. Before continuing with the ceremony, there are a few distinguished people that made this journey a dream come true for our graduates. As your name is called, please stand and be recognized. The professional staff that has supported you throughout your academic journey includes, first and foremost, our founders, Mr. and Mrs. Lenotre, College Director Dr. Arturo Cervantes, Assistant Director of Education, Dr. Ravi Drashekaran, Academic Program Director and Academic Faculty, Natasha Holden, Director of Admissions, Alicia Oriana. Thank you. Financial Aid Director, Elsa Pina, and Financial Aid Team. Director of Career Services, Jocelyn Tobar. And Career Service Coordinator, Mike Martinez. Director of Student Services, Sherelle Grant. Registrar, Flor Ralda. Business Office Manager, Samantha Kellen and team. Human Resources Directors, Marilyn Edwards. International Alliance Manager, Teresa Zabala. Facilities Director, Alejandra Alessi. And team. The program directors and faculty that instructor and train the graduates you see before you today and listed include Baking and Pastry Program Director, Chef Cristal Pradat. Our baking and pastry chefs are Chef Francis, Chef Lee, Chef Philippe, Chef Lorena, Chef Samantha, Chef Sarah. The Culinary Arts Program Director, Chef Stephanie Lamour. And our culinary instructors are Chef Pascal, Chef Kirby, Chef Paul, Chef Brian, Chef Jean, Chef Rebecca, and Chef Cedric. Thank you all. At this time, I will ask Mrs. Lenotre to come up on the stage and introduce our keynote speaker.
Well, Chef Aaron Bludorn, semi-finalist of James Byrd nominee for Best New Chef in Texas. He was the executive chef of the beloved Boulou restaurant, Café Boulou restaurant in New York City for 5 years. In 2017, he was cast by Netflix in their blockbuster culinary competition show, The Final Table, for 6 weeks with his then girlfriend and now wife, Victoria Papas Bludorn. They filmed the series in Los Angeles. But at the same year, Chef Aaron was recognized by star chefs as New York City Rising Star Community Chef. We are so honored and thrilled that Chef Aaron did not stay in New York. They stormed into the Houston scene, besides COVID and stuff, by 2019, to open their first restaurant, Bludorn, on Taft. And then by the fall of 2022, they opened Navy Blue at the Rice Village. Both restaurants are packed every day, and I know it. You also need to know that in that restaurant, many of our most talented students were lured and thrive now. Chef Aaron is our most beloved sponsor of the Gaston Lenotre Scholarship Fund. Please help me applaud Chef Aaron. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Chef.
Good morning. Excellent. Well, congratulations, graduates. You've taken the first step in your culinary careers. Well, your first step was applying and getting accepted, but this is your next step. And the journey has just begun. I realized this when I graduated from culinary school almost 20 years ago. You know, at Bludorn, one of the first things I did was I hung a quote on the entrance of the restaurant. And that quote is, "It's not in the mountains ahead that will wear you out, it's the pebble in your shoe." It's by Muhammad Ali. And, you know, for me, this signifies exactly what my career and the things that have held me back, but the things that have helped me move forward. And it's truly a testament to what I want every cook to think when they come into our kitchen, and what I think most of you should all think about as you move into your careers. You know, there's a lot ahead of you, and there's a lot of challenges that you will encounter. The best thing that you can do for yourself is make sure that You have a solid foundation to move forward with. When I say that, it's a long journey ahead, it truly is. But it's filled with magic, it's filled with possibilities, and it's filled with the opportunity to literally do everything. One of the things that I truly feel about culinary school is that it should be taught for everyone. You guys are, have the knowledge and gain skills that are going to help you multitask, have attention to detail, give teamwork, be able to be the best leader in your field. You guys have all experienced that already. Your promptness, your timeliness, your organization, your leadership, and problem solving have all gotten you to this point. And those are skills that you need in any job. Think about if you put, a normal college graduate to the test at some of the practicals that you guys have had throughout your culinary school experiences, and just imagine what kind of skills you've developed from that. I think it's very, very important to realize that these skills are real life skills and not just culinary skills. They're things to help you through your life. There's a lot of people that I graduated with that aren't even in the culinary field and excel in other fields. They're HR managers, they're in marketing, they lead teams, but it's all the skills that they learned from culinary school that have given them the ability to move forward. A few things I wanted to touch on my career and where I got to where I am today and why I started. I grew up in Bainbridge Island, Washington, which is a small island across, it's a 30-minute ferry ride from Seattle. It's a tourist community. It's about the size of Manhattan, but has the population of about 20,000 people. I started cooking at a Greasy Spoon diner because I wanted to make money during high school, and I thought I was going to be a rock star one day. That didn't happen. I went to college and fell in love with cooking instead of school, actual college. I was heavily influenced by Anthony Bourdain's book, Kitchen Confidential, and that made me want to move forward and be a chef one day. So I remember getting an opportunity to own part of the restaurant that I was working in. I was 19 years old. I had been promoted to chef. I had a knack for cooking. And I remember coming back home and telling my dad, "Dad, I'm going to be a chef. I'm going to take this opportunity and I'm going to go with it." And I remember him looking at me square in the face and saying, "Can you really call yourself a chef?" I said, "Well, of course. I mean, I've done I've been promoted at this one restaurant that I've worked at, and everyone thinks I'm pretty good." But then he looked at me one more time and he asked me, "Well, really, do you think you can be? You can call yourself a chef?" And I realized the truth was no. I ended up taking some sage advice and enrolling into culinary school. I went to the CIA, a small school up in upstate New York. And I really put myself to that goal of actually being at the position where I said I could call myself a chef. I graduated with honors. I had a star internship. I continued to work every day. And even when I graduated, I looked at myself and I asked myself, can I go to my dad and tell him and call myself a chef? The reality was no, I was a cook. And my journey had just began. I left culinary school and I went on a road trip looking for a chef that I could work for, looking for the best chef I could work for. Found myself in Sonoma County, which is wine country over in California, and I worked for a young chef named Douglas Keane. With starting on practically his opening team, we gained 2 Michelin stars with that team. There were 4 stars from the San Francisco Chronicle, and we were part of an upcoming kitchen and one of the most talked about restaurants in the country. I'd worked every station, I'd done everything I could do. And yet still, I could not call myself a chef. I was a cook. I was a good cook. I was a cook with a bright future, but I had a lot in front of me, and my journey had just began. I took the opportunity for my chef to sit me down and talk about restaurants I could go work at. No restaurants on the West Coast or anywhere else really compared to the experience that I could gain in New York. We pulled out a Michelin guide and we looked through it. And we looked at every notable restaurant in New York that I could possibly work for. There was Thomas Keller, John George, and then we took a look at Daniel Boulud. Now, Doug looked over at me, my chef, and said, you know what? I think you should work for Daniel. He's a real businessman. He understands the business of a restaurant. And the reality was I wanted to be a chef. And one day I wanted to own a restaurant one day, and I felt like that was my best bet to hitch my horse to. So I went, I trailed at Restaurant Daniel. I thought I was a good cook. I walked into the restaurant. I staged. First task I had was to blanch a case of spinach. I took the spinach, I put it right up on the burner. I'm, doing it as fast as I can, as efficiently as I can. I had my blanching water. I was going all the way through it. I got through it. But what I didn't realize is that I'd taken that box and I'd lit it on fire on the side. Unbeknownst to me, I took the box and I put it outside where all the other boxes went. And about 5 minutes later, I had the gentleman named Toto, who has been at Daniel for 40 years, now a great friend of mine. And he walks in, and I'm just the stage there that day, and he goes, "Who lit this box on fire?" And I just looked at that was me. I lit that box on fire. I actually told that story on my last day to my farewell email, because 10 years later, I would have been leaving being the chef at Café Boulud for 5 years. So that guy lit the box on fire. Regardless to say, I got the job. I took the job, and throughout the course of my time at Café Boulud, I tried to quit 3 times. After my first year, I said, I think I've done everything I could do here. And my chef, Gavin Kaysen, sat me down and said, you're not done. And actually, I have a promotion for you. Okay, well, all right. So I took, sous chef position, worked it for a year, decided, okay, it's time to go work at a different restaurant. I want more experience. No, you're not leaving. I've got more for you here. And the reality was he did, until it was his turn to leave Café Boulud, and he pulled me aside. He said, I'm leaving, but I have more for you. I'm recommending you to be the chef at Café Boulud. And my heart sank, dropped, did whatever. I had butterflies, and I had no idea, because I was 29 years old, and I was being asked to helm a restaurant that had been around for 20 years and held a Michelin star. So every year I would be up for, scrutiny or possibly losing that star, which, by the way, was one of the most terrifying things I've ever had to do in my career. So I took the job, not reluctantly, but excitedly, and I became the chef on my 30th birthday of Café Boulud. Then, as the executive chef at Café, I said to myself, I'm now a chef. It's true. Now, my dad has since passed away, but it was something that I could say to him, and I remember saying it to myself, look, I'm now a chef. And the reality was, it took me almost 12 years to get to that point. So there you go. There's a long journey ahead. And I realized that upon becoming that chef, I had a long journey ahead of myself to prove that I was worthy of holding that position. It takes hard work, it takes lots of dedication, and it takes all the skills that I learned in culinary school that I built upon to get to that point, to continue to build upon those skills every day, and to teach those skills now, and to lead a team. Those things are not easy. In fact, a lot of the skills that you learn every day have to be second nature. Cooking is the easy part when you're running a restaurant, when you're a chef. In fact, some days I wish I could just go back to being a line cook. I wish I could just go back to being in culinary school. But the reality is, this is where you are, and this is what you're doing, and this is the road ahead. So, when it came time to open up a restaurant and to put my best foot forward, I had to do some big soul searching, and I was leaving a nest in a restaurant group that I'd been with for 10 years, which gave me a lot of confidence, but it also, there's a lot of risk involved, and you have to make sure that you're ready and you're founded in what your goals and what your visions are. And it takes time. I've through the years, I've had a million different visions of what my restaurant was going to be, what Bludorn might have been one day. In fact, I didn't want to name it Bludorn. I wanted to be as inconspicuous as possible, but everyone else around me said that this is what it has to be. So it was, and it fits. I think the leap of faith is so important, but you have to make sure when you do it that you are solid and sure of each and everything, because you don't have a second chance, or very, very rarely will you ever. And this is your one chance, and you have to make sure that you've gained enough experience to get there, to get to the next step. So I would say, here's some advice from my career, from the things that I've gained and done, and I still have hopefully a long ways to go. And I say it to myself every day. But perfect the technique now. You won't have time later. It's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. Take your time with your career. Enjoy each and every step. Like I said, enjoy being a line cook. Some of the best years of my life were cooking in New York, cooking in Sonoma, cooking in Seattle. And I cherish the relationships that I had. Don't be too hasty to get to the next step. Learn to work with others. You'll never be in a kitchen alone by yourself. I mean, unless you're a private chef, which is fine. But one of the true joys I get out of working in a restaurant is the teamwork that I experience every day. It's literally like playing, a game each and every day. Mother's Day is your Super Bowl, right? It's your day where you're doing way too many covers and you're stretched to your limits, and the covers keep coming and you keep going. I say being a good leader is always being a good follower first. Throughout the years and years of being a line cook, I was always coachable, was always open to criticisms and how I could be better, because I knew no matter what that chef was saying, he was doing it to either make me better or to make the product better. Either way, I was learning, I was getting better. Every chef is a good dishwasher first, and that is true, because you have to start from, people say that, it might be the entry-level position in a kitchen. It's the one that teaches you the most, organization, attention to detail, quality, everything can be taught in a dish pit. If you're not organized in a dish pit, it's going to be a mess, and it's going to be the worst 8-hour shift of your life. But if you're organized, you're fast, you're efficient, you pay attention to quality, that's all you need. That's the best foundation, and that can all be found in a dish pit. I promise you that. Accept criticisms and use them as motivations. Sometimes you'll get a chef that yells at you. I've had chefs that have just screamed at me till they're blue in the face. But I took it as a way to move forward and to be better and to motivate me. And I'll tell you what, the next day I got that, they trusted me. They trusted me to take those criticisms, and that I took it to heart, and that I believed in it, and I believed in the mission. Work with the best people you can find. It's not too crazy to think you want to go work at the French Laundry. If that's the style of food you want to do, if that's what you want to do, go for it. Bang on that door till they let you in, till they give you a stage. And work at it. Work for the best you can, because honestly, you are the one that sets your career. No one else can. You are the one that sets your goals. If that's your goal, no one can take that from you. They say shoot for the moon, end up in the stars. It's true. Never burn bridges. Always know that this industry is incredibly, incredibly small, and treat others with respect. And always think that, if you're going to treat them this way, they should treat you back. You might not always get it, but always leave with a smile on your face. Loyalty is extremely important and always rewarded. Like I said, I didn't intend on staying with Danielle for 10 years. I thought I was going to be there for 1 year. I was there for 10. I gained countless mentors, and especially Danielle, the mentor. I was just up in New York last week celebrating his 30th anniversary of Restaurant Danielle. And I can't tell you, just to be invited there, I pinch myself. To be able to call him for advice. And that doesn't come through working for him for 1 year. It came through working for him tirelessly for 10. And for giving him everything and fulfilling my commitment to how hard I was going to work there, and the commitment that I was going to make that restaurant better when I left it than when I was given it. And always set goals. Set your 5-minute goals on your prep list. Set your 5-day goals of how much better you're going to be on your station. Set your 5-month goals on which station you're going to move to, and set your 5-year goals on which station you're going to achieve, whether it's sous chef, whether it's director, whatever it might be. Always keep your goals. Always remind yourself of your goals, because things don't happen overnight. They don't happen over a month. They happen over time. But when you look back and you see all how far you've come, it encourages you, and it encourages you to set set goals 5 more years out. It's truly. And one of the most important rules, this might seem funny, but the most important rule of cooking is looking good while you do it. It's true. You might laugh, but I say this. You come in for work, you're dressed properly, your whites are clean and pressed, your apron is clean as it was when you started, as clean as it was when you ended. It means you take pride in what you do. You take pride in the food that's on the plate. You take pride in who you are as a chef. You take pride in the fact that you work harder than anyone and you're cleaner than anyone, and that pride shows through and will guide you the rest of the way. Now, the journey has just begun. And just like at Blue Dorn, where I hung the Muhammad Ali quote, I hung a quote at Navy Blue when we opened. It's a little bit more fitting for a seafood restaurant, but it's this. The fisherman knows the sea is dangerous, the storm is terrible, but they have never found these dangers sufficient reason for remaining ashore. Vincent van Gogh. Congratulations, everyone. I hope to see you all one day, hopefully at the back door, looking for a job at either Blue Dorn or Navy Blue, because I would accept each and every one of you with open arms. Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you, Chef. And now for the presentation of the awards, Dr. Cervantes.
Just a couple of awards for those that have given much to CIL. I'm going to start with, I have one Circle of Excellence recipient today. This award goes to one of our very own chef instructor leaders among his peers in our labs, serving as a judge in high school competitions, and a gracious volunteer with all of the activities that we have. His dedication to our students, staff, and faculty at CIL is unparalleled. I have personally admired his professionalism and respect for others, and his unique instructor-student connection that inspires us all. His experience fills his portfolio with world-renowned restaurants in France, New York, and California. As a prelude to joining CIL in 2014, our awardee was a chef instructor in elite academia in France and Japan. If Chef DG would please step up. You know, I sat down to put some words together for our next presentation, and I really couldn't put them down in writing because I really feel from the heart that very blessed to have spent the last 2 years knowing the chef instructor and how much connection we had. Beside the fact that I speak English, Spanish, and he speaks French, and more English. But, you know, the connection with two people go far beyond the language. They go beyond because you are together in the same mission, and because of that, you connect very quickly, especially when your direction is for the good of the student and the college. And because of that, again, I don't have any particular speech. This comes from the heart. If Chef Pascal would please come up and as you know, Chef Pascal will be leaving us. As you all know, Chef Pascal will be going on to his own dreams, and we wish him all the luck. We're here. As I spoke to him this morning, he didn't want to say goodbye, and neither do I. We continue to stay close, as we do as a family, and we're going to do that, Chef. But God bless, and good luck to your new endeavors. And the last, we'll go, if I could have Mr. and Mrs. Lenotre come up. We're just going to give them a gift to represent these 25 years of service to us and to community. If you will come up, Alicia.
I missed that. All right. Now, before we start the diploma ceremony, we will ask two students to come up and speak in the presentation of this graduating class. Please help me in welcoming to the stage our first student speaker, Jessica Walker, who is representing Baking and Pastry program.
Good morning, family, friends, faculty, and my fellow graduating students. I stand here today full of excitement and gratitude on this momentous occasion that marks the culmination of our journey here at Culinary Institute Lenotre. We came here as students armed with a passion for baking and pastry, and today we depart as culinary artists, ready to sculpt our dreams into reality. First and foremost, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to all of our chefs and teachers. Your invaluable guidance, the wisdom you shared, the patience you showed, and the inspiration you provided has been the cornerstone of our growth. You are the ones who turned our passion into power and our dreams into delectable desserts. We are the product of your dedication and hard work, and we promise to uphold the values and high standards of the Culinary Institute Lenotre as we step into the world. The knowledge and skills that we have acquired here are not just about baking bread or decorating cakes, but they're also about resilience, dedication, and the pursuit of perfection. It's about mastering the science in baking and the art in pastry. It's about understanding that a perfect brioche or a flawless croissant is not just the result of the right ingredients, but also the right attitude. We can't forget about the unwavering support of our families and friends who have stood by us through this journey. You are our pillars of strength when times were tough. Your encouragement, patience, and belief in our dreams has been the push we needed to propel us to reach for the stars. For your enduring love and support, we owe you a debt of gratitude that we can only hope to repay by living our dreams to the fullest. To my fellow graduates, we have been on this incredible journey together. We have shared moments of triumph and moments of frustration. We have burnt our fingers and sometimes our pastries. We have tasted success and the bitterness of failure, but through it all, we have persevered. Today, as we stand on the brink of a new chapter in our lives, I'm confident that we'll face the future with the same resilience and passion that we demonstrated during our time here at Lenotre. All in all, I want to reiterate my gratitude to everyone who has made this journey possible: our chefs, our teachers, our friends, and our families. Let's go forth and spread the joy and love that food brings, one pastry at a time. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. With the same enthusiasm, help me welcome to the stage our second student speaker, Joshua Carrillo, who is representing our Culinary Arts program.
Hello, everyone. I'm Chef Josh Carrillo. I'm incredibly excited to be here with you all today. Welcome to the graduation ceremony of the 130th and 131st class of Culinary Institute Lenotre and the 25th anniversary of this amazing institution. Give yourselves another round of applause. For some of us, today marks the beginning of a new chapter, a chapter of excitement, a chapter of the unknown, a chapter of new lessons to learn. Today also marks the end of a chapter of challenges, a chapter of frustration, a chapter of confusion, and a chapter of exhaustion. The path to becoming a chef is not without its difficulties. I know I've had my fair share. I worked 16-hour days for the last 2 years just to be able to stand here with you all today. That is not to boast or brag, but it is to illustrate my love and dedication to my passion. I know that I'm not the only one. There are many other students who have had to sacrifice time with their jobs, their families, their friends, their kids, and most importantly, themselves. It is important not to lose yourself along this journey. We must all make ourselves a priority. We must all learn how to be selfish with our own mental and emotional health. As a student working and going to school full-time, I know how overwhelming it can get when you're struggling with depression, anxiety, and PTSD. The great part about it is you're not alone. There are many of us going through the same struggles, and we're just on different stages of it. I found my escape in cooking for others. I found my escape in cooking and making others happy and giving back. So be patient with yourself. We're all trying to figure out this path as we go through life. It's okay not to have all the answers today. Patience can sometimes bring pain, but pain provides clarity through the evolution of time. So enjoy the ride. Enjoy today. Be in love with your journey, not the destination, because your journey is the destination. So today is for us. Today is for the friends that supported us. Today is for the family that believed in us. Today is for the instructors who educate us. Today is for the military men and women who protect us, and thank you for your service. Today is for the loved ones who are no longer with us but are here in spirit. Today is for the family that we have now joined at this incredible institution. In closing, I'd like to leave you with this brief story about my first day at Culinary Institute Lenotre. I'll never forget my first day of orientation. I walked into the amphitheater where Mr. Lenotre was standing on stage getting ready for orientation. When I sat in the third row, as Mr. Student was asking students their name and career goals, and he needed a volunteer to come on stage and write down the suggestions on the whiteboard. Before anybody could volunteer, he hands me a marker and says, "Come up and let's begin." I looked around and I was wondering why he chose me out of all these other students. It seemed like fate. But here I was, a nervous 35-year-old first-year student being called on stage by the man whose name is on the building. My hands were shaking and sweating kind of like they are now. I don't think I wrote anything legible or in a straight line that day on that marker board. After about 30 minutes, we wrapped up the first half of orientation with a 10-minute break. As Mr. Lenotre dismissed us for break, he came up to me and asked me if I would like a tour of the school, and I anxiously accepted. For the next 10 minutes, Mr. Lenotre proceeded to give me a private one-on-one tour of the student kitchens as well as the bistro. He showed me where we'll be cooking and introduced me to Chef Kirby. Little did I know that day would set the tone for what was going to be an unforgettable culinary experience. Perhaps the coolest part about it was at the end of that orientation, Mr. Lenotre brings a box on stage, and it's this little box, this little sauce pot that he brings me as a token of his appreciation for helping him. And I remember thinking, nobody else got a pot for Mr. Lenotre. Well, now that I'm graduating and I've been voted here to speak with you today, my only question is, can I have the rest of the set to that? Again, thank you guys so much. Congratulations, class of 2023, and God bless.
Thank you, Joshua. Now, the moment that all of our students have been waiting for, Conference of Diplomas by Sam Kellen. Come up, Sam.
Hello, everyone. I always love that they let me do the best part of the program. I fight for this every time. I'd like to ask Dr. Cervantes, Mr. Lenotre, and our head chef of baking and pastry, Chef Christelle. Sorry, I'm used to my voice projecting. Okay, graduating in the Elite Diploma in Baking and Pastry Arts, Jenna Castro, silver. She would like to continue to gain knowledge in the industry. Laura Dinsmore, gold, would like to work in an artisan bakery and one day run her own bakery. Lee Melville, gold, would like to specialize in cake decorating. Jorge Daniel Ramirez, bronze, recipient of the Gaston Lenotre Scholarship, and would like to open his own business. Jennifer Valenzuela, bronze, would like to gain more experience in the field and open her own bakery. Sarah Villamediana, silver, would like to continue to gain experience in the field. Richard Vong, gold, would like to open his own bonbon shop. Erica Weber, bronze, would like to continue to gain experience. Graduating in the Associate of Applied Science degree in Baking and Pastry Arts, Melissa Garcia, bronze, cum laude, and would like to own her own business. Labrelle Robertson, Gold, summa cum laude, recipient of the Guest on the Note, and would like to expand her current home business into a boutique. April Scott, Silver, magna cum laude, would like to own her own business. Sharonique Thomas, Bronze, cum laude, would like to own a mobile bar and bakery. Jessica Walker, Gold, summa cum laude, recipient of the Guest on the Note, won first place in our cake competition and wants to own a cake business. Thank you, Chef Christelle. I'll now ask Chef Stephanie to join us to award our cuisine diplomas. Graduating in the Elite Diploma in Culinary Arts, Adriana Michelle Chavez Morera, Gold, recipient of the Guest on the Note, and would like to have her own catering service. Kimberly Nicole Quadros would like to start her own business. Zanedo Diaz Rosario would like to further his experience in the industry. Alexis Eshagoen, Bronze, would like to continue to grow in the field. Kenyon Hamill, Bronze, would like to gain a position he can grow in and eventually be head chef. Brenda Renee Marin, Silver, recipient of the Guests on the Note Scholarship, and would like to expand her supper club business. Isabel McGinley, Gold, recipient of the Guests on the Note Scholarship, and would like to become a personal chef. Jose Valenzuela would like to gain experience and be a head chef. Payal Vermani, Gold, two-time recipient of the Guests on the Note Scholarship, and would like to open her own restaurant. Graduating in the Associate of Applied Science degree in Culinary Arts, Deja Alcorn, Silver, magna cum laude, recipient of the Guests on the Note Scholarship, and would like to own a food truck. Dominic and Daya, gold, summa cum laude, would like to open his own restaurant. Sarah Elizabeth A.R., bronze, cum laude, would like to return to finish baking and pastry. Joshua Carrillo, gold, summa cum laude, would like to further his catering business and give back to the community. Valerie Centeno, gold, summa cum laude, would like to start her own private catering business. Sean DeAndre Darden, silver, magna cum laude, is one of our military veterans and is moving to Orlando to start a food truck business. Vincentius Darren, gold, summa cum laude, would like to continue to gain experience. Shalane Diflo, gold, summa cum laude, recipient of the Gaston Lenotre Scholarship, and will continue her education at Texas Women's University. Nicholas Garcia, silver, magna cum laude, would like to pursue his business, Oven Lord's Palace. Raven Gentry, bronze, cum laude, recipient of the Gaston Lenotre, and would like to own her own event catering. Celeste Gonzalez, gold, summa cum laude, would like to open her own business. Wendy Gonzalez, silver, magna cum laude, would like to open a business with her family. Alexander Greenwood, bronze, cum laude, would like to continue working in the industry. Kason Kelso will continue to gain knowledge through more hands-on experience. Tashiana Nat, silver, magna cum laude. And she's looking forward to continue learning in the industry. Laquish Mallory, silver. Magna cum laude, and would like to grow her catering business. Anahi Medina, silver, magna cum laude, would like to gain more experience by taking culinary classes around the world. Maisha Momo, bronze, cum laude. She's one of our military veterans and would like to gain more hands-on experience. LaChaviette Perry, silver, magna cum laude. Recipient of the Escoffier Scholarship and would like to run a ghost kitchen. Caitlin Reese, silver, magna cum laude, would like to continue to gain experience. Kayla Scott, gold, summa cum laude. Would like to expand her knowledge in the culinary industry. Darcel Spencer, bronze, cum laude. Is a military veteran and would like to continue working in the field. Nicole Valverde, gold, summa cum laude. Would like to continue to gain experience in the field. Jacob Van Tol, bronze, cum laude. Would like to continue to learn in the industry. Mary Vasquez, silver, magna cum laude, would like to open a business including her family. Cherry Ward, bronze, cum laude. And she would like to start her business, Cherry Good Meal Prep. Thank you, Dr. Cervantes, Mr. Lenotre, and Chef Stephanie.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Mr. Lenotre, Dr. Cervantes, Chef Stephanie, and Chef Cristal. Now I will ask Dr. Cervantes to come up to the stage. for the certification of the graduates.
All right, we'll make it official now, huh? If the graduates would please stand up and face me. As the college director with the authority vested in me, I hereby certify that you have met the requirements as stipulated by the Culinary Institute Lenotre and as approved by the Department of Education, the Texas Higher Education and Coordinating Board, and the Texas Workforce Commission to receive the Associate's Degree in Applied Science and Diploma in Baking and Pastry Arts and Culinary Arts. Would you please face your family? Staff, family, and friends, it is a great honor. I introduce to you the 130th and 131st graduating class of Culinary Institute Lenotre. Big hand of applause, please. This concludes the graduation ceremony, and now as the 130th and 131st grads to join us at the stage for their class picture. Thereafter, we ask all of you to join us at the Culinary Institute Lenotre Bistro for a celebration. Thank you and God bless.